Hello and welcome back to the building restoration of this Fokker DR1. Now the weather in the UK in general is just absolutely atrocious. So I thought I would mock this up and check out the CG. Now the engine up front is a 36 or a 38cc Zenua and it's magneto. It's a bit of a lump. Now that being the case, when I've put this together, just bear with me, I've found that the CG is actually nose heavy. Now I know it has to be covered, and I know that that'll mean that the weight will actually shift towards the rear, but I'll give you some idea. I believe the CG should be around about here in this middle spar. And you balance it from the middle wing, not the upper one, because of the pendulum effect. It sort of throws everything off. So I've got it balancing about 1.5 inches in front, which I suppose isn't bad. But to do that, I've had to put the servos for the elevator and the rudder right at the back of the tail. And I didn't really want to do that because I would like to have a closed loop cable system to operate the control surfaces. Now, there's another alternative open to me and I'll show you what that is. Just bear with me a second. Here's the alternative with tilt down. It's an engine I picked up last weekend. It's a CRRC engine, I believe. It's not as big, it's a 26cc engine, but I have been assured that probably 26cc is more than enough for this model. However, if I go down this route, assuming it runs okay, I've never had an opportunity to run it. If I go down this route, then I have to reverse all of the bulkhead adjustments that I've made at the front end. It needs to come forward because this is a substantially smaller engine. In terms of its placement, it needs to come forward about 3 inches, which I think is how the original model was set up, because if you remember, I had to cut out the bulkhead and move it back. So do I push on and see how things go once I start adding some covering? Or do I make a decision now, assuming this runs okay, and reverse everything back the way it was? Questions, what does one do? I think I'll start covering the tail surfaces and see how they look and see how much difference they make, because as is always the case, if you move things back, a small amount of weight added to the rear of the model can make a big difference to the CG. If push came to shove, I could mount the servos in the rear. It gives very good precise control, but it's not very scale-like, and I like the idea of running cables. But then again, this isn't a scale model, it's a semi-scale at best. So some thoughts, what do I do? Questions, I'm open to suggestions. Is it this smaller 26cc or this beast of a lump? Do I stick with the Zenua, which is more power than I'll ever need? I'm not going to 3D hover the thing. And put the servos at the back. I'm saying that, but it might never come to that. I'll not know until I start adding some covering. Thanks for looking in. Bye now.